This is practice video number 1 for Rigaudon. Rigaudon is on page 20 of the Progressive Repertoire for Double Bass, Volume 2 by George Vance. To start, we're going to skip at the top where it says preparation. We're going to skip that for today, and instead we're going to take a look at the scale, what key we're in. You can see that our key signature has 1 flat, and we're going to be in the key of D minor. So I'd like to start with a 2-octave D minor natural scale. So we'll have just a B flat, that's it, no accidentals other than the B flat. I'll be using the 2-octave scale out of the Essential Elements 3rd book. It's the green book, but feel free to use a different fingering if that works better for you. So to start, I'm just going to go through each note. I'll play and then you can play right after me just to kind of double check and make sure our hand is positioned in the right place. So we'll start with an open D. Then we'll go down to open E. Next we have an F natural, so we're in half position, 1st finger. 4th finger for G. Open A. Still in half position on the A string. 1st finger B flat. 4th finger for C. Open D. Now we'll go ahead into 1st position. 1st finger E. 2nd finger for F natural. Open G. 1st finger for A. 2nd finger for B flat. 1st finger for C, and that's in 3rd position. 4th finger for D. Going back down, 4th finger for D. 1 on C. 1st position, 2 for B flat. 1 for A. Open G. 2 on the D string for F natural. 1 for E. Open D. Now we're going to go down into half position. 4th finger on the A string for C. 1 for B flat. Open A. G. 4 fingers. 1 for F. Open E. Open D. So I'm going to just play this as half notes to warm up. Play along or just watch the fingerings if that's what works better for you. So here we go. And it'll be this speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, set, D minor, go. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Going down, D again. C, B flat, A, G, F, E, D, C, E flat, A, G, F, E, open D. Now one more time without me saying the letter names and in quarter notes. So it'll be D, E, F, G. 1, 2, ready, play. So you can just use that D minor scale as a warm-up, and you can always go back to the beginning of the video, play that through once or twice more, just to kind of get set in our hand position. Okay, so moving on to our piece, we're going to start with the top line. I would recommend writing in every measure number just to make it easier to find. So we're going to start with the pick up into measure 3. And these are all going to be second finger. There's no fourth finger on this top line because we have an F natural and a B flat. So it's all second finger. I'd like to start by doing no slurs and we'll start down bow. So this is just that top line. And I'll count us off. 1 and 2 and 3 and. And you can go ahead and play the downbeat of 4 if you'd like. Let's try that again. No slur. 1 and 2 and ready, go. Now let's try each group of notes with the slur. So we start with an up bow slur, and to make sure that we save plenty of bow, we're going to start right here in the middle for those first 2 notes. So it'll be from the middle down to the frog for the D to E. So I'm starting right in the middle. I'm going to do that 2 more times. Ready, go. 1, 2, ready, go. Now, that makes it to where we're going to be on the frog for the next 4 notes, F, E, D, E. So we're going to go from the frog and get as far out as we can. Ready, go. So I got pretty close out to the tip. Try to use a decent amount of bow here. F, E, D, E. Nice job. One more time. Now that I'm out at the tip, I'm going to try the next 4 notes. We have F, G, A, B flat, and this is going to be in an up bow. Again, I'm going to get pretty close down to the tip, or down to the frog, so I'm using most of my bow here. So F all the way up to B flat. One more time. 1, 2, ready, go. Now, did you hear how I didn't get a good tone on my G right there? That is because I did not put enough weight into my index finger. So when we're pulling a down bow, our weight is coming this way. On that up bow, we want to really make sure it's going into that index finger. So I'm going to try this just one more time, the F, G, A, B flat, and really make sure that I'm leaning into that index finger. I know you can't see it on my screen, but just try to really lean into that index finger. 1, 2, ready, go. That sounded much better. All right, so now we're going to try that top line of putting these slurs together. If you need some extra repetition with the slurs, you can just pause the video and continue practicing what I just showed you. But once we're ready to get them together, we're going to start here, play 2 notes coming down to the frog, 4 notes all the way out to the tip, and 4 notes back to the frog. So make sure you start right there in the middle. I'll count us off. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Nice job. Let's try that 2 more times. Start right in the middle. 1 and 2 and ready, go. All right, and one last time, right there in the middle. 1 and 2 and ready, go. Nice job. Let's double check our tempo here. We should be for the performance, it should be half note equals 76. So here's what our quarter note is going to sound like. So we were a little bit slow. If I wanted to play that, I'll keep it going at tempo. I need 2 of these eighth notes for each of the quarters. So if I count it off, 1 and 2 and 3 and. Let's try it a couple more times at tempo. 1 and 2 and 3 and. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Nice job. All right, so moving on, we're going to look at measure 4 and 5, the quarter notes. In measure 4, we go from A to 2 open Ds, and the 2 open Ds have dots over them, which mean they're going to be staccato. So let's play just those 3 notes to start. So these should be a stop bow, very short. You can just practice with me a couple times, playing those open Ds and stopping the bow. Okay, so we have a long A. Try that a couple more times. Ready, go. If we go back to our metronome and do the tempo, the correct tempo. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's keep moving forward. The 4th beat of measure 4 is going to be up in 3rd position. So if you have tapes on, some people have tapes for 1st position and 3rd position. In 3rd position, this would be your 4th finger on that tape. We're going to play a D. You can check that with your open D, just to really make sure it's in tune. So we're going to play D, C sharp, D, all in 3rd position, and that's 4, 2, 4. These are back to a marcato bow stroke because there's no dot on the note, so a little bit longer than our open Ds were. All right, let's try those 3 notes a couple more times. The D, C sharp, D in 3rd position. Ready, go. One more time. Ready, go. All right, now our next notes that we have for the quarter notes are in 5th position. We have our D is right here. The next note up would be an E. And usually we're going to that with 1st finger. For this piece, we're going to be going to 2nd finger for the E and 4th finger for F natural. So here we are with D, C sharp, D, and then we shift a full whole step up to E with 2nd finger and F natural with 4. So let's just start by going from D and then finding the E with 2nd finger. Back to D, that's 4th finger. If you have a tape, this would probably be your next tape up. Here's 2nd finger E. Let's try again, the D, E, D, E. Good. Now we're going to try going C sharp, D, E, F. So it'll be 2, 4 in 3rd position and 2, 4 in 5th position. So here's C sharp, D, E, F. Ready, go. Ready, go. Ready, go. Good. If we put those together, this is measure 4 and 5. We're going to play down in 1st position, those 3 notes, the A and open D, and then we'll shift up to 3rd, and then we'll shift up to 5th. So let's try these quarter notes. Here's from measure 4. Ready, go. Good. Let's try that 2 more times. Ready, go. And you could hear I was a little out of tune on that, so I'm going to try it one more time. Ready, go. Still a little out of tune. So I would recommend, if it's not quite in tune, to keep practicing to really get those shifts in place, because that's our first time where we shift into 3rd and 5th position in the piece. So for now, we're going to keep going in the piece and take a look at measure 6. So in measure 5, we ended on this F in 5th position. In measure 6, our 8th notes going down are going to start with an E in 5th position. We shift to 3rd position to get D and C sharp like we had before. And then we're going to shift down the G string to play 4 and 1 for B natural and A. So I'm going to start just from the E. Here's E in 5th position. 3rd position, D and C sharp. 1st position, B natural and A, 4 and 1. So I would recommend even just going back and forth through these shifts to really feel comfortable with it. So what I'm going to do is actually start on the F. That's the quarter note at the end of measure 5, and play F, E, D, C sharp, B, A. And then I'm going to do it backwards. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F. And I'm going to go up and down maybe 5 times just so I feel really comfortable getting up and down the G string. So find that high F with me. Good. And let's go up and down 5 times. Here we go. 1, 2, nice and slow. F, E, D, C, B, A. Going up. A, B, C, D, E, F. Going down. Going up. Going down. Up. Down. Up. I lost count. I think that might have only been 4 times, but you get the idea. So going up and down just to start feeling really comfortable with those shifts. If you notice that any of them are out of tune, you can isolate and maybe even just do between 2 notes. So let's say if I was getting out of tune between that E and this D, then I could just go back and forth between those 2 notes. So here's E to D. So pause this video if there were any of those that you felt like weren't quite in tune, any of the shifts, and just isolate those shifts going down or going up, just to make sure you feel comfortable between the positions. So I'll give you a second to pause now if you want to practice any of those. All right, the next thing that you can do with shifts going between the positions if you're not feeling comfortable with them, we were doing a back and forth, so I'm going to use that E to D example again. So here's our E, here's D. We were going back and forth with our bow like this, which is great and gives us time to really find where that is. But to really tell if you got the shift in tune, try slurring it both notes in a down bow. So I'm going a little too far. That one was better. And then you can do it up bow too. But the idea is slur it together. That gives you a chance to, again, really make sure that they're in tune. So, again, I'll give you a chance to pause if you want to practice any of those shifts with a slurred bow. All right. Now, what I'd like to do before we move on is to put measures 3 through 6 all together. I'm going to demonstrate it once for you so you can really hear how the rhythm fits together. So I'll count it off. 1 and 2 and 3 and. And we'll stop right there. So you can hear how those eighth notes fit into everything. This is a little bit under tempo, and for our first practice video for this, that's fine to be under tempo. Eventually, we want to be speeding it up. So what I'd like to do is to try playing that much, a little bit slower, and speeding it up just a bit. So we're starting about here. So those are eighth notes. Ba, 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 ba. Let's try it right here, and that is at the beat equals 70. The eighth note equals 70. So let's try that. 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1, 2, 3. And one more time at 70. 1, 2, 3. All right, the next thing would be to click it up, right? So we were at 70. Let's go up to 80 and see what happens. Here's 80. So it's just a bit faster. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3. All right, one more time. 1, 2, 3. So in the next practice video, we'll work on still speeding that up a little bit and then moving into the next positions up. One thing I would like you to notice is that the measure 3 through 6 that we just played repeats. So we play the same exact thing again when we get in measures 7 and 8. The only difference is that after we play those quarter notes, this time we're going to hold on that E, and it'll change patterns after that. So the one last thing I'd like to do in this practice video today is to go from the very beginning all the way to measure 10, that dotted half note E, without stopping. So your goal, I would say, with this practice session is to see, can you get from the beginning all the way up to that E without stopping, with the right rhythms, all of that. We'll go back and get some of the dynamic details and work on speed in the next video. So here we go, from the beginning all the way up to that dotted E, and I'll go ahead and turn our metronome on for us, and we'll go at 70. So this is eighth note equals 70. 1, 2, 3. One more time at 70. Did you notice that I had a note squeak in the middle of the piece? Turn that off for a minute. That might happen to you. You might miss a note, you might squeak, your bow might get backwards, all of those things, that's fine. When you're practicing and doing these run-throughs in these big sections like what we just did now, keep going no matter what. Try to see if you can really stay with the metronome. So we'll try this one more time, and then we'll be done for today. Here we go, one more time. Eighth note equals 70, beginning to measure 10. 1, 2, 3.